Well, boy, oh boy, did we just get some beautiful photos from the Artemis mission. And all of the documentation from this mission is really exciting to me. I love that we have like 573 camera angles of everything that happened on this mission, and we have a plethora of very high quality angles of the launch. Whee! 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 This is a movie. Look at this. Wow. Boy, oh boy. We have somebody capturing the launch through the window of an American Airlines flight. By the way, if you haven't seen it, there is a terrific video by Curious Droid about how film is able to produce better images of rocket launches because of the way the dynamic range works. It allows it to expose the scene well while not blowing out the flames. With digital, you tend to get either a dark scene and non-blown out flames, or a well-exposed scene, but the flames are just completely detailless and bright. Really interesting. And film just looks better. Sorry, didn't think I would need my charger. Let us look at some photos, shall we? Took them a while to get to the moon, but we're just gonna go straight to the moon gallery. Now let's start here, shall we? Wow. So this is taken from the opposite side of the moon from us, right? Because we have the Earth in the background, we have the moon in the foreground. We have a nicely centered moon, some beautiful light on the top of the moon and on the Earth. I love how the Earth's just popping out from behind the moon. And it's so cool to see the moon from this close. We tend to see the moon through long lenses and telescopes. So to be right next to it in an image is very exciting. And the timing and positioning of everything here is exciting as well. I mean, the moon where it is, the Earth where it is, the lighting being what it is. I'm wondering how much they planned for all of the circumstances of this photo to happen the way that they did. This would take a lot more planning than a photo walk. But yeah, how much of this was like, it just happened to kind of be this way versus we know that the light is just going to be kissing the top of the moon and the top of the Earth, and we're going to be able to get this nice Earth rise in this, particular position. So the crew took some Nikon cameras into space. I believe they were all Nikon cameras. Correct me, intern James, if I'm wrong about that. I think there were a couple of D5s and a Z something, Z6, ZL? Well, according to this here transcript from the live stream, you can see that they're referring to a D5 and also a Z9. So I think you're talking about a Z9. And then they had some telephoto lenses as well. I was following along on the live stream and listening to them talk about this stuff, which was a lot of fun. So you can see here inside the crew cabin, and they're looking through the window. They had these blue covers as well, probably trying to keep some glare out of the equation, just snapping away, and boy would that be so fun. I have to work up some courage to strap myself to a rocket and fly through space for days and also re-entry, but boy would this be the photo float of a lifetime. Quick interruption. I now offer one-on-one live meetups where we can chat with each other and we can talk about your photography journey, your photos, gear, photo, video, potatoes. My goal with this is to be helpful to you. I will put a link below to that if you're interested. Okay, back to me. Another shot of the moon and the Earth, hundreds of thousands of miles in the background. It just looks like we're looking at a beach, It's really interesting. Then we have this. This is insane. So we have a bit of a solar eclipse happening here. And there's something about the photos from the dark side of the moon like this, where we have light shining around, that gives a different kind of sense of the scale of the moon. It makes it look a bit more ominous, and I find that to be really interesting. Like this one as well, it looks huge and foreboding. We have this one, I believe, as they're approaching the moon. We have the spacecraft in the foreground and the moon in the background. This might have been from the same camera that they used for the live stream, and I'm not sure what camera they did use for the live stream. Intern James, get on that. Well, according to this here live stream, they were actually using GoPros.
There are also GoPros on each of the solar arrays on Orion, and that's where this view is coming from right now.
Well, isn't that interesting? Thanks. It's such a clever position where you can see the spacecraft over here and the approaching moon or Earth when they were going back. Really helps get a sense of where we're at as opposed to just pointing into space. So one of the things that was really fascinating to me looking at these images is to think that because there's no atmosphere around the moon, it creates a different experience of this huge thing. When we're on Earth and we're looking at something in the distance that is massive and far away, like my hair is kind of going rogue, we can get a sense for how big it is and how far it is away because we're looking through the atmosphere of the Earth. We're looking into the hazy blue yonder and making calculations, and we experience it a certain way. When we're in space looking at the moon, there's none of that. It just looks like a big rock that's right in front of you. And we don't have a banana for scale here, so it's a bit hard to figure out exactly the scale of what we're looking at. Something that helps is to realize, as according to the NASA website here, that we're looking at a 600-mile wide impact crater here where this dark spot is on the moon. Now, I did a little bit of math and realized that the state of Texas is roughly as big as this crater. So, you can put that there. The moon's big. They have a nice close-up, almost texture shot here with a bunch of craters. All of these are probably large craters, but there are some that are less large and some that are more large. Lovely. Another one of the surface from, looks like not too far away. And it must have been so amazing to be this close to the moon and moving around it, being able to capture it from different angles, see and feel the three-dimensionality of the moon. Hi. Look at this. Look at that. So many wallpapers. One of these is my wallpaper, by the way. I actually have a wallpaper on my desktop and on my phone. Wow. And I was hoping to see some through the window as well, where you can see the window. And so we have, like, for example, we have this one. And so you get a sense of how far away we are actually from the moon. Once again, just that would have been magnificent to experience. I got this one really interesting with the moon, the window, then the moon, then the Earth. Just a little bit of light and a bunch of negative space. It's really beautiful. And at one point, you may or may not know, when they go around the back of the moon, they lose communication with Earth for around 40 minutes, I think. One would think that could give time for introspection, right? And perhaps there was, but I also heard on the live stream one of the astronauts talking about how they were just busy. And I also understand that, because if I was in that situation, 40 minutes would fly by in about 9 seconds, like airport time times 1,000, because I'd be just, I mean, I'd be taking photos and videos of everything, time lapse. I'd be like, let me go out on the wing. I'm going to hit go on the GoPro so we can get our time lapse going around the back of the moon, you know, all sorts of fun stuff. I love that they captured things inside the cabin as well. Look at that. Ugh. Wow. Fantastic. I love the detail on this as well. The play of light and shadows on the surface of the moon, on the craters, gives a sense of depth. It's so cool because, once again, we tend to see the moon from so far away, and on Earth, everything has been captured over and over. We very rarely find places that are brand new to take a photo of or a video. One thing I love about this is that this is truly something that few people have taken photos of. And it's interesting to observe how far we have come in our technology and our ability to capture things. The detail in the images, the fact that we have SD cards that we can just fill with as many images and videos as we want. I mean, look how grainy this is. Now we would be able to capture 4K footage of this. Nice, beautiful, crisp, clean footage that I would probably edit and make look like film again. But you know, let's get the good, clean footage of the moon, right? We've come so far, and it's so cool that we've been able to go back and capture it now. And I feel blessed to be placed on this earth and in the time in which we have gone back. I missed the first one. first ones. And I love their openness of all of the stuff that they shared and how quickly they've shared it. My goodness, days. And we have so many photos and videos of the entire mission from obviously people who have captured it, you know, who are not associated with NASA, but also NASA. And we have what seems like a really chipper crew. It's just a great time. It's a great time. And not only did we get our lunar flyby gallery, we have other galleries as well. We have our journey to the moon. We have this lovely photo. I really like these ones taken where you can see the inside of the crew compartment. Got the moon in the distance. So they still have a ways to travel here. Shot from inside the spacecraft, the different screens. Interesting, the screens are on the top horizontal here. When they launched, they were vertical. When they came back in for re-entry, these are vertical, but because they're in space, they're horizontal. They even got a selfie of them looking out the windows from a camera mounted on the outside. We're just having fun up there. We're just having a good time. Excellent shot of the Earth. Still quite large in the window. Then we have on top of that the window, and then we have Commander Reed Wiseman on the bottom right-hand corner. Excellent composition, very nice. When I look at these photos, I'm always just trying to soak in the scale of what I'm looking at and the gravity, if you will, or lack thereof. And then we have this wonderful photo taken from the dark side of Earth. If we load up the full size here and we zoom in, it's a rather grainy image, but that's because it was taken from the dark side of Earth, and the ISO was rather high for this one. I don't personally care. I think this photo is good to go. But then, and this is really cool, we have the auroras visible on the top and on the bottom of the Earth. And this nice sheen of light on the bottom right side. That's a tasty image right there. And then, if you haven't seen the re-entry footage yet, it is breathtaking. I would encourage you to watch it. They come into Earth going insanely fast, turn into a comet. They lose connection for 6 minutes, which is normal. And then we get footage of them looking up to the sky, and they're just falling. And so you have a first set of shoots that come out, and then you have a second set of shoots after that. Pop. First set of shoots are going to come out. And these are to sort of stabilize the craft. And then these eventually leave. So at this point, we're actually seeing water. And these pop off. Pop. And then here come the big shoots. And these carry them all the way down to the ground. I'm amazed by the engineering. I'm amazed by the excellence of the entire mission. That was one of the things I really enjoyed about it. But the engineering that caused that to happen is really cool. So then we get a splashdown right there, and then everybody breathes. So cool. Amazing. And then we got footage and a whole gallery for the splashdown. Then some helicopters came over and picked up all the astronauts and took them to a ship. And then this is just an image, but we have video of all the helicopters coming in to land, the astronauts getting off the helicopters, walking into the ship. The whole thing was documented. And that's what I love so much about this whole mission, is how thoroughly documented it was. So many inspiring images created, and so many people inspired by those images in different ways. Like, I don't want to be an astronaut, but I'm so inspired by the excellence that I observed and the beauty that I observed here. So anyway, that's it. That's my meandering geek out about the moon mission and all the images captured. Great story. Everything went well. I'm glad God put me on Earth in this time. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye. Have a good day.